Hello, it is HPT and I am back here for more side quest fun, and today I am in round 4 and I am going to be facing the Ayylmaobc. How do you pronounce this name? Really? Ayylmaobc. Right, Ayylmaobc. Well, the Bofa Deez Nuzleafs. I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I don't know why. And I've kind of skipped through this. Really sorry. I've got the pronunciation wrong. I am sorry, my friend. I apologize. Either way, going into this is actually one of the best games I have so far since I've been playing this competition. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 new people. I have Me So Horny and Railgun coming for a bit of fun. I haven't used them at all in this competition, and I want to see how they get on. As you can see from his team, he's got a Kangaskhan, a Riolu, a Bisharp, a Talonflame, and a Scalvia, is that how you pronounce it? And the Urshifu, and I think it is not the Rapid Strike, I think it's the other one, I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I was worried about this, because that is Scalvia. The bugged Lancey thing was going to be an absolute pain in the arse. So if anyone who's new to this competition, it is bring 6, pick 4, and best of 3. VGC rules. So he's a Ninja Gear. I think I'm getting changed at some point. He brings out Kangaskhan and Riolu, I don't know how it's a bloody thing. It's both shinies. I'm bringing Akira and Railgun. I didn't know what that little yellow thing was going to do. I was concerned. I know from history it can be a bit of a pain in the arse. It's got Prankster, and it can really ruin your day, but I've never actually faced one. And I haven't actually done any research about what it could potentially have as its moveset. I kind of went into this blind. It was late in the day. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to Dynamax. I want to see what Railgun can do, because what I want to do is try and get the electric terrain up. I didn't want to go with the psychic terrain because that's what I've been doing quite a lot in these battles. It's usually get the psychic terrain up, and it could be a bit, everyone's going to expect the same thing. So I wanted to mix this up a little bit, so I decided to bring Railgun just to have some fun. And I know its special attack is incredible. Kangaskhan goes for a Fake Out, which is fantastic because that's not going to work. And the Railuru goes for Copycat, which I was thinking, okay, how does this move work? But it uses Fake Out as well, which goes on the Reuniclus, which means he's not getting an attack in, but I am getting a Max Lightning off first turn, because it doesn't affect Dynamax Pokemon. As you can see, it does over half health to Kangaskhan. And now I've got the electric terrain up, so Kangaskhan or anything else is going to be dead, because it's going to do so much damage whether I hit again with Max Lightning. I have got an Life Orb, so that's what's doing the damage. I was debating, am I going to use something like Choice Band, or Choice Specs, but when you become Dynamax, they're irrelevant. So I just decided to stick with Life Orb, because that is okay in Dynamax. As you can see, I went for Trick Room with my Reuniclus, but I have to be aware that Riolu, again, I'm just going to call it Riolu, can use Copycat, which means it can stop Trick Room and actually stop my Trick Room doing, because it'll do it itself. It goes for Copycat. What did it go for? I didn't see any of the mechanics this thing works, and it went for Thunderbolt because it's copied the move from my Bug Boy Railgun. Endeavour, that's done quite a lot of damage because that's based on the health it had. Kangaskhan's going to go down here, so I thought happy days, and my Trick Room is going to go off. So I was quite happy with that. I thought he's only 1-0 down. I've still got one more turn of Dynamax, but I've got to be wary of what he's going to be using. Akira now uses the Trick Room, but at this point you'll soon realise I actually forget how the dynamic of Copycat works. And when it comes to Trick Room, because Trick Room I always thought was a priority, like the worst priority in the game. He brings out Bisharp, which I don't want to see, because I have Fairy types, I have Psychic types, and they are not going to want to fight something like that. So I decided to bring in Me So Horny and go for another Max Lightning, because I want to try and get Bisharp off the field. In reality, I should be getting the Relo off the field. But also because I know if it's going to be using anything like a Dark move, the Rhyperior is going to take it quite well. He's gone for a Dynamax himself, and he's decided to use this on the Bisharp. Now at the current moment I'm waiting for another match actually to go ahead. I'm meant to be facing the Jamaican Jolteons at some point. That could be going ahead tonight, that might be going ahead tomorrow. We'll wait and see if he gets back to me. So Bishop in all its beauty looks absolutely fantastic, and here's where I didn't know. The Rilo goes for the copycat, and it actually is able to use Trick Room now. It doesn't have to wait till the end of the turn, so now everything's back to normal, and now I'm panicking, because that means that Bishop is going to be faster than anything else on the field. But as you know, that would have been the end of Renucleus. If that had hit that, that would have been bad. And it does a lot of damage, a hell of a lot of damage to my Rhyperia. It does so much with his life up. Sorry, I'm yawning, I'm very tired. Oh, Bishop gets smacked and is nearly, look at that. That's in Dynamax form, it nearly finished it in one, and it wasn't even super effective. But this is the problem I'm going to face. You've now got a Dynamax Bishop, which is going to have the speed advantage. I have no idea what that Rilo's going to be able to start doing with Prankster. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I could use Earthquake, because it means both of them will be hit, and my Railgun will be protected because it's got Levitate. So this is a good reason why you can have both these two on the field. You could have Discharge with the Railgun if you wanted, but I decided not to run with that set. He goes to Max Steel Spike, so who's that going to be going? That goes into Rhyperia, and Rhyperia is going to die. There was no way it was going to survive that, but I knew I was in trouble. But I thought, look, its defense is going to be going up, which is fine, because I can hopefully get rid of that thing now. I can get rid of the I can get rid of it with a Thunderbolt, and that's the main thing. Get rid of it. But it goes for High Jump Kick. It's not going to do that much damage to my bug, even though it's a fighting type itself. It's a bait Pokemon. It hasn't got much attack, and it wasn't very effective. So Thunderbolt, that's going to be going on to the Riolu. Why did I do that? And it's Focus Sash probably to stop the Prankster nonsense. And I thought, right, okay, I'm down to 2 Pokemon each, but I do have Follow Me. Which means if he wants to use something like any other move, which it has to, because it's going to be Dynamaxed, it means I can probably keep that in and make sure it survives. I've got to be careful, because I know if it does hit me with Max Steel Spike, I'm going to lose Clefairy, but I've got to get this thing off the field. I need to get the Bishop off the field. There's just no way around it. Bishop needs to die. But I've also got to be mindful of the Rhino. What the hell's that going to do? So I decided to get rid of that, because Bishop isn't much of a threat compared to when it's Dynamaxed. Clefairy goes for Follow Me. I know I'm going to lose it this turn. I know this is going to be the end of it. He goes for Copycat, which fails because I don't know why. I actually don't know why it failed. Couldn't have used Follow Me. Max Steel Spike, that is going to be the end of Clefairy, but it's done what it needed to do. It means I can get an extra attack with my what's that bloody thing called? Railgun. God, this is how much I need a script. I sometimes think I should need a script to just have all these names in front of me. I've literally only got the screen, and I've got my audio. That's all I have to play with, and I have my usual chocolate and water, but that's about it. So Railgun is nearly on its literally bottom legs. It's nearly about to die. So I get to bring back in Akira, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to win this first game? How is this going to end up? I have no idea at this point, because I've got basically 2 Pokemon, or 1 Pokemon who's now going to be super. Well, if he can use any sort of move that, what's it called? Bishop wants to use Shadow Punch. Reuniculus isn't going to like that, but I also have to remember I do a Berry to stop that, because I did think, look, it's not going to want any Dark type moves being hit onto it, and actually yes, it is a Dark move. He sends out Talonflame, which makes you think I'm still in trouble, because both these 2 Pokemon in front of me are not gonna be the ones that hit me, and the only way I'm gonna win this is if I get Trick Room up. It is in fact the only way I'm winning this. I have to get that Trick Room up. So I use Protect on my Railgun, hoping that he's gonna go into that, because I've got to keep Reuniculus alive. He goes for Sucker Punch, which fails, which means he was going for my bug, and he went for the Flare Bits on my bug, which has been fantastic, and I was so lucky. Had he gone both of those moves, or had he at least gone on the attack for a Reuniculus, that would have been over. And there's no think there's anything I would have been able to do here. But now I'm in a situation where I'm in a great position. I'm thinking to myself, look, I could probably get rid of the Bishop with the Focus Blast, but it's got to hit. I just need to keep Railgun safe. I went for Protect again, and it comes off with 50%, and he's gone for Sucker Punch again, but this time, see, there goes the Berry activating, which is Happy Days, exactly the reason it did it. Look how much damage that did. That would have finished off. There's no way, if I didn't have that Berry, it wasn't going down. It uses Brave Bird, but again, I'm protected. That Protect mattered more than anything, so Focus Blast, that goes in and gets rid of the Bishop, and I don't think I would have won this fight, because I think even if if my railgun had gone down, I don't think I could have finished it off with a psychic attack alone. Not on its own, not without something. So really, that protect mattered. That's just, I could have gone for anything there. Could have gone for some stupid move. Could have gone for a thunderbolt, but decided to protect. Saying that, if I'd gone for a thunderbolt, it wouldn't have mattered because it's got priority, because it's got full health. There goes Akira. Yeah, forgot about that. When the Brave Bird, one Talonflame has full health, it gets priority for its flying moves, which would have meant I would have died anyway. And I win game 1. That was extremely, extremely lucky. If you look over the court, look at that, I win by 2 health. If you go back and watch that, Brooks played that. I'm going to call you Brooks. That's much easier to call you Brooks than whatever name you bloody put forward, my friend. No, not even trying. I'm going to go with Brooks. That's much easier. So that was definitely the closest game I've had so far in a single game. That was really close. And I was currently actually playing this at work at the time. And I just finished my lunch hour because of the way I think it was like 2 o'clock or something. So I was like trying to play this whilst do work on the side and hope my boss didn't see it or was letting me just play this because she knows I do this. But it was thinking time and I was like, crap, this is not the time and I need to be thinking. I need to be able, I was hoping I could play the game without needing to get the pen and paper out, but I needed to get the pen and paper out, but I also needed to do my actual job, which wasn't good. So I was now panicking because he hadn't even brought out his lad's bug and he'd pushed me that far. And I thought, he's done really well, and if he just made different options in those last 2 turns, the match would have gone very, very different. He definitely would have won game 1. I can't see any other result but him winning game 1. So game 2's coming along, and I just know this is going to be incredibly difficult, and I've got to be really careful. If that bug comes out, as we can see, he didn't even bring Urshifu. That shows you he did not even bring Urshifu, which is a legend. But that Railu, I thought to myself, that Railu's been a bit of a pain in the backside, and I want it out. I need it out. And while waiting, I'm just going to eat some chocolate. Look, I've got a chocolate biscuit here. It's pretty nice. Bit of a caramel one. I'm also thinking, is he going to pick? I wasn't thinking that. I was probably just doing some actual notes at the time, doing some keyboard stuff. Oh, that's fine. I've got 30 seconds so I can do some work and look busy. Oh. I'm hoping, we're going up to now, this is side quest game 4. Side quest game 5 has already been played, but that will be uploaded next week. I'm hoping to get side quest 6 done. ABL wise, we are well in advance. We are actually done game 7 of that, so there's way more footage to come. But as we know, it's ABL on a Tuesday, side quests on Thursday, and usually challenges every 3 weeks. So here we are for game 2. He sends out the Railu and the Escalvia, which is not the combination I wanted. There's a pain in the arse. I've sent out Miso Horny and Akira. I'm going to finish off this chocolate biscuit because I'm not leaving it half done. So I'm just going to talk eating. I know Mum says I shouldn't. So I go for an Earthquake, because that means I can switch Akira into Railgun, and I know that it's not going to hurt either of my Pokemon, but it's going to hurt both of his. And hopefully, take Railu down to Sash, because I hate Railu, but hope that my Pokemon my Rhyperior can at least survive. Or he makes a plan. He thinks I'm going to go for Trick Room again, and goes after the Reuniclus. The thing is, though, with the Escalvia, I'm going to say it like that. The thing with Escalvia is that it is very slow. It is one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. So Trick Room is not really. I have to be very careful using it because it could actually work to his advantage. He decides to go for a Dynamax, and I was thinking, not turn 1. I don't like turn 1 Dynamaxes. They're quite scary. I think they make or break your game. I think if you can pull it off, you've won it. It's simple as that. You get 1 or 2 knockouts with your Dynamax, you probably won the game. But if you don't, I think if you don't get any knockouts, it makes things extremely difficult. Then Riley uses the coaching. I was like, uh-oh, I forgot that thing learning. And it's attack road, and it's defense road. And I was like, I am in trouble. But I do manage to get the Earthquake off. And Railu is nearly dead. Escalvia did nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this defense is going to go through the roof. It doesn't actually get rid of Rhyperior, even with a +1 attack, but it does mean his defense is now +2, and Rylu's defense is +1. And it also means he's got... I was actually panicking at that point. I was thinking, oh, he's going to have weakness policy. He didn't. He had leftovers. If he had weakness policy, I'd be crying right now. Now, I do know I'm faster. I've shown that I'm faster than it. And in reality, I could go for it again, but I understand I'm going to lose it. But I think there's nothing I can really do. Rhyperior is a bit of a waste of time. It's assault vested. It's going to die. But I should have just done the same thing again. Do the same thing again. Yes, I did. And I decided I've got to make Dynamax and Dynamax. It's simple as that. But I could get rid of the Rylu, maybe, and at least do a little bit of chip damage to the Escalvia. Look, the Rylu is a bit of a pain in the arse because it has coaching. It's as simple as that. And if I let Escalvia live, it's going to be causing riot. So I've gone for my Dynamax again. I've gone for Railgun. And I'm not falling into the same thing as I did last that I usually do. I know there's some normal, different ways I can play with that as well, but I'd probably need to practice a little bit more with these two. Like, how can I make them gel? I don't feel at the moment they're gelling that well with the rest of the team. So the high jump kick comes off, which is not what I wanted to see, and that is going to get rid of Me So Horny, which is a pain in the backside, because I was hoping I could finish off, or at least have one of them gone. Max Lightning, that is going to go into the Escalvia, and it's not going to do as much damage as I thought. Yes, I'm going to get my Lightning up, but I was hoping that I was going to survive, have Rhyperior to take any hit from the Escalvia, because I thought it's going to go into that. And I'm Life Orb, and it's going to hit me, and it's going to hit me in the max Flutterby, which means my special attack is going to be going down, which is not good. It doesn't do that much damage, because it's not very effective, but the main thing it gets from that is that my special attack has dropped, which is not what you want at Dynamax, and he's just got his health back through leftovers, and I'm thinking, right, this is not good, and I haven't got anything here who could follow, who can really do anything. I think I had realised when Clefairy is not one you bring in. I think Clefairy needs to start. You can't really use Clefairy in the way I wanted to do. I'm looking, I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing to fight that Escalvia. It's in such a good position at the moment. The only thing I can do is try and waste its Dynamax turns. Like, it's already used 2. I could probably get one more hit off with the Dynamax and try and get rid of the Rylu. Like, I've not even got rid of any of his Pokemon, and he's in a really good position at the moment. Here's Escalvia, so it's +2 defense and +1 attack, whereas it's looking at a Dynamax Railgun with a -1 special attack, and I'm 1 Pokemon down. So I use Protect. Again, this is just to waste the Dynamax turns, because I was not really wondering what the hell I was going to do. He uses coaching again, which means it's now going to have +2 attack and +3 defense, and it's going to be going for the roof. I use Max Lightning, as we know it's going to do on the Rylu, so that's going to get rid of it, and that's gone. That's off the field. So no more coaching malarkey. Well, for now, I suppose if this goes to Game 3, we will be seeing it again. He did say it was going to be a very gimmicky team. Max Flutterby, and that's going to be going into my Reuniclus, which means I've got just no special attack whatsoever, so both of them have now got 1 stage down. Actually, no, tell a lie. No, my Vikavolt goes down to -2 because they both get it. I should remember that. So I'm thinking, look how much damage I've done. Barely anything. It's been a waste of time, and Vikavolt is now in so much trouble. I've got to switch it because it's going to be running out of Dynamax at some point, and I'm just not doing anything. Talonflame comes out, which in reality is horrendous because I know Vikavolt is going to get smacked. But both his 2 Pokemon he's got on the field is easily enough to get rid of what I've got. There's nothing I can undo. I could use Trick Room, but I thought, look, that Escalvia is going to want that, and I know they're going to be faster. It will be faster than my Vikavolt. As I said earlier, Escalvia is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and I'm thinking this is just not happening today. And I did want to just quit, but I thought, no, let's see what you can learn. Let's see what you can learn and what you can gain from Game 3. Because if this is going to Game 3 at this point, I'm like, nope, there's no way. You see, that's the problem. I'm looking at Clefairy going, what can you do for this team? At the moment, he can't really do much. He's going to be whacked away by 1 at Escalvia, but all I can use it is just basically to reset my special attack. It's going to come out and get smacked. And Flare Blitz, look how much that does. That does a chunk of damage, and it burns me, which is absolutely fantastic. Although it's not going to affect my overall damage output, it's just going to mean it's going to chip away at me a little bit more. I hit it with the Max Lightning. It does get rid of the Talonflame. That's because it's super effective, and we've got the Lightning up, and I've got Stamp, and I've got the Life Orb. But I still wasn't, confident at this point. Mega Horn, that goes on to my Clefairy. Look how much damage that does. That, even though not very effective, that does a chunk. Now, as we showed earlier, I'm down to 3 Pokemon. He is down to his last 2. The problem is his Escalvia is very, very bulky, and I haven't really got anything that's going to be able to hurt it. I didn't even know what his 4th Pokemon was, and it was Urshifu at the time. And I was thinking, oh yeah, finally Urshifu comes out, and it is the Rapid Strike one. So it is going to be, I've got the Pokemon there to finish it off. Vikavolt just needs to hit the thing. The problem is, it's not going to have the speed. I could use Follow Me, but the problem is I'm going to have is that I'm not going to be able to do it. Because I'm wondering, I'm going to die. So I go for the, as you've just seen, but all he has to do, and I knew all he had to do, was protect. But he doesn't protect. So I was like, why aren't you protecting? I was very confused by this. But he uses Iron Head, which is like, that's the end of Clefairy, which meant I was in trouble. I did have now a free run of Vikavolt using Thunderbolt. The electricity was still up, but this is the problem. Because I had those -2 special attack drops, I was buggered. And I've lost HP. And I've been hit by knockoff. And I was absolutely gutted because I thought, had that killed, it would have been 1-on-1 with Escalvia, and it might have been quite interesting then, because I would have hit it with a Focus Blast, and I would have had the speed over it. And would I have won? Could I have won with a Focus Blast? I don't know. I've not done the calcs. I know Escalvia has high defenses, but it hasn't had any special defense boosts. So I thought, look, I've got nothing here, and I'm just relying on a paralysis. The Focus Blast is all I have to play with, and I have to hope that Urshifu gets paralyzed. That's the only way I'm going to win this now. I have to hope for an Escalvia death in 1, and Urshifu goes down. So have a quick drink. And the Urshifu is even faster. So it didn't really matter anyway, because even paralysed, I was dead. Fantastic. So for the first time in the Side Quest League, I have gone to a Game 3. I haven't gone to a Game 3 yet. I've won every one Game 2, so well played, Brooks. You've taken me this far. There are other people who have taken me to Game 3s before and have beaten me. I didn't win this thing last season. I was a bit gutted. I wanted to win it. I was doing so well, and then I suddenly had a horrendous run. Absolutely shocking run near the back end, and everyone seemed to get onto what I could do and what I was about. And everyone played really well and just took me out. But if you didn't know, in the first time I did these drafts in the SideQuest League, I missed the draft due to me living in Australia, and I actually managed to I had to pick a team from what was left. This time I managed to draft a team with everybody else, and I'm quite happy with the majority of it. I might get rid of Rhyperior Vikavolt. We'll look at that in the future. I thought, okay, Game 3, what am I going to do? Maybe I should start doing what I've been normally doing, but I did think at the same time I will need Vikavolt. Vikavolt would be so handy against that Urshifu should he brings about. It gets rid of Talonflame in 1. It can do things, but I decided, that's what I decided to do. I decided don't bring Akira, don't bring it. Don't think it offers much, but Killer Queen does have the Mystical Fire if he does to bring Escalvia, and I was guaranteeing he was going to bring Escalvia. There's no way he would not bring that. I think he'd be silly not to. So while this sets up, I'm just going to have a quick drink. It doesn't look like Lycon is coming on today, so we might have to do match 4 tomorrow. Match will happen tomorrow. So we go to Kangaskhan and Railu, which I was like, that's great, I'll take that, that's fantastic, because that means I can get set up. Well, that's my plan. And I was thinking at the same time, does Fake Out beat Follow Me? That's what I was thinking was, because I could use Trick Room, but does it beat Follow Me? Because Follow Me is going to be a pain in the arse. Sorry, Fake Out will be a pain in the arse if he uses on both. But I decided, go on, let's see what happens. Trick Room and Follow Me, and let's just see what happens. So the Kangaskhan goes for a Fake Out. It goes on to the Clefairy. It uses Copycat, and it's going to use Fake Out. But then it goes onto the Clefairy. I don't know why. It must be random. It must be random why it does that. Because essentially, had that gone on, I wouldn't have been able to just get off my Trick Room. So, happy days. So now I can Dynamax. Now I can get the G-Max mind off, and I just want to get rid of the Riley straight away. So rather than using Helping Hand, I decided to use the Dazzling Gleam. That's to basically make sure I get a touch in, and to make sure because I know it's going to survive because it's got a Focus Sash. He brings in a Scalvia, whether he's thinking to follow me was going to happen. So if I did, I've called this right. Because essentially I'm hoping Riley's not going to do anything this turn. But as you'll see in a minute, I completely forgot about Copycat. But at the same time, that Scalvia is coming out, and I might have to be careful because obviously, yes, it could kill either one of these two in one because of its steel moves. But I've got fire moves, and I need to make sure I can finish it off. Then the Riley uses Copycat. As we just saw, what happens? It will use Trick Room. I thought, oh no. So now the Escalvia could be... who's faster? Escalvia or me? I didn't know. Dazzling Gleam. Turns out Clefairy is managed to... Look how much damage little Clefairy does. I suppose it's a baby Pokemon still. Look how much damage it does. Good old Clefairy. But the main thing is, Riley was dead. And it also means if he wants to bring out Kangaskhan, if he wants to bring out Bisharp, they're not going to be able to use any priority moves on me. So I'm free to really just go straight after the Escalvia. That's my only target at the moment. I want it gone. I do have Mystical Fire, which do 4 times as much damage to it, so I might be having to get rid of Clefairy. But I was thinking, right, that main little threat is gone, because that thing had the potential to be a pain in the arse. Kangaskhan at this point I really wasn't concerned about, because I thought, look, some people, and it's happened a lot of times, have gone for priority moves. Like, they sometimes forget that you can do that. So I've gone for the Heat to get rid of the Scalvia, and I'm thinking, right, I need to make sure, well, I will do, because that's the play to do. And I know I'm going to potentially lose my Clefairy here, but I needed to work out, okay, let's see how that Escalvia is set up. There's no Trick Room anymore. The Kangaskhan's going to be going first, so it's going to do some damage. But who is now faster? Is it Escalvia, or is it going to be the Hatterene? If it's the Hatterene, I'm going to knock out the Escalvia, because I don't think he's going to be able to... He won't be able to get rid of me before I get rid of it. Not going to happen. So it goes to Fake Out, and it's obviously forgotten about Psychic Terrain. Follow Me is coming out, so that's just to protect my Hatterene. Here's the question: who is going first? And it turns out it is the Escalvia, so the Trick Room has benefited him. That is going to be smacking into my Clefairy, and that is the end of that. I need to do some major damage now with Hatterene. His defense is going up, but that is not going to protect it from being fire bombed. His fire bomb is going to hit hard. I can't remember how much damage it actually does, but it does hit it. Remember, it's 4 times as effective. It doesn't even, just does over half, which means I'm going to need to hit the thing again. But now I've lost my Follow Me user, which is a bit of a pain. But I do have Vikavolt. Vikavolt is on the field as well. Sorry, Vikavolt is in the back. I also have Akira, who could be around and could be handy to have. I could Focus Blast the thing if I want. But I also remember that, look, Kangaskhan can't use Sucker Punch. Well, it could, but it's not going to. So I decided that, look, I need to protect. I just need to protect my Killer Queen. I know that's the target, that's what you go after. You'd be silly not to go after it if I was a Scalvia. That is the main threat at this point. And I'm now thinking that Reuniclus is going to be faster. So I need to get the Trick Room up. Yeah, that was the play. I'd proven that I needed to. So I used Max Guard. I needed to hope he went after it. Hope he just fall for it. He uses Double Edge. That goes on to the Reuniclus. I know it's not going to be able to kill. Even Life Orb. Kangaskhan is not the threat he once was. It does go for the Hatterene, which is what I predicted. And what I wanted to happen. And this time now the Trick Room's up, and now there's no Riley to stop that little thing flipping it back. Leftovers is going to give it a little bit of health, but now I know I can get rid of it as long as it doesn't protect next turn. Even though I'm running out of Dynamax, I'm still going to hit it. I'm going to hit it hard because the sun is up. Mystical Fire will finish it off from here, because remember, it's going to be... What was I doing? Why did I do that? No, correct. That is the correct play. What were you ever thinking, you fool? Either way, now I'm going to be able to get rid of the Kangaskhan, and I'm going to be able to get rid of the Scalvia. Use Mystical Fire. Look how much damage that does. It goes bye-bye. That is 4 times effective in the sun. It was always going to die. And now my fears are gone. I'm now feeling in a much better position because now I'm going to hit it with Psychic. Remember, this is boosted because the terrain is up. This is going to do a chunk of damage. Not as much as I thought it was going to go because sometimes I'm life orb with this thing. Double Edge is going to see off my Reuniclus, but look, I was in an okay position at the moment because I thought I still have the terrain up. He's been damaged by the recall, and I've still got my Vikavolt to come in. So I thought, look, I'm fine now. I should be okay no matter who he brings in. Doesn't matter who he brings in now. I thought I've got this in the bag. Even if it's Urshifu, I thought, look, I'm still okay. He brings out Talonflame, which could be a bit of a problem. But what I could do is I could always Dazzling Gleam if I wanted to. I was just looking about how much moves I've got in Trick Room. I could go for the Dazzling Gleam. That would make sure I got rid of any potential priority, and then just hit it with a Thunderbolt. Simple as that. Dazzling Gleam comes off first if he was going for a fire move. That gets rid of the Kangaskhan. That gets rid of Talonflame. So the Talonflame was going for a Brave Bird. That is now not going to be able to work, although that would have already kicked in. Thunderbolt goes in, so he must have been going for a Flare Blitz, and that is going to be the end of Talonflame, and that is the end of this match against Brooks and the Bofa Deez Nuzleafs. Thank you very much, my friend. Honestly, definitely the hardest match I've had this season, even though you didn't really give yourself much confidence going into this. Keep your head up, sunshine. You'll definitely get a few more wins in you, I guarantee. But until next time, I've been HBT. I'm now 4-0 up, and I'll see everyone next week. Bye-bye.